Yo, what's up guys? Got PokeaimMD here, and today we are back for another suspect test. RU is currently suspect testing Dugtrio. I talked about this a lot during the Alamola suspect test. I didn't feel like Alamola was the right mon to suspect for RU. I think that Dugtrio was the problem, because Dugtrio combined with Alamola means that Pokemon like Magneton, for example, who are so good, they're so good in the tier, but they really fear being trapped, can't do what they gotta do and beat Aloe plus fairies. For example, if Alamola is out and my choice specs Magneton goes for Volt Switch and they go for Protect, they can switch out to Dugtrio and just trap me, so I'm either forced to double or stay in and try and make a ballsy play and predict them. Whereas the Pokemon or the trainer or the battler, whatever, the user with Dugtrio is the one that is really the one who's in control in that scenario. So Dugtrio just forces you to think twice about your play. Obviously, I do want to know your thoughts. There's nothing wrong with thinking twice about your play, but I still do feel like Dugtrio is the Pokemon that's limiting a lot in RU, and I really do want to know, what do you think about that? If Dugtrio is gone, do you think that RU will become a more offensive tier, where Mag will, who is already great in the tier, will just continue to rise up in usage and, I don't know, lead RU to be more of an offensive meta than the bulky offense or balance that it is right now? I do feel like with Dugtrio being gone, Aloe Registeel, which is already going to be good, it'll still be good because Registeel will not have to worry about being trapped, but then Specs Magneton could just click Thunderbolt. All it has to do is predict once on this on the ground type like Rhyperior or Camera Up, whatever's there, HP Grass, to a KO Camera Up, or with the Analytics Specs boost, obviously, or Knockout Rhyperior. So I do want to know your thoughts, and yeah, I did a couple games with this team so far, and let's just find another battle. This might not be the longest live. I actually came back from Shitty's wedding last night, and I'm pretty busy this morning, but we're going to try and get some games done before we got to go, and I'm going to leave a thread down below. That way you guys can obviously leave your opinion. Now, my opponent's team is very weak to Magneton. Obviously, he does have Whiscash. Oh, thank you, friend. I appreciate that. Obviously, he does have Whiscash, but still relatively weak to Mag. I'm just going to lead off with it, honestly. He doesn't have a way of punishing me for leading off with it because Dugtrio isn't in this meta. But he leads off the Spiritomb, which isn't too bad at all. I don't really fear what Spiritomb could do. I guess Specs, or excuse me, well, Specs would be an issue, but I think Bandit, Sucker Punch might be annoying. But I'm going to throw off a Flash Cannon just because it hits the only ground type on his team, would be Whiscash. And Magneton in general also doesn't appreciate Specs Analytic attack, as you can see how much that did. Look at that, 54%. So what I can do now is go out into my Uxie, pretty much wall this thing, get up my Stealth Rock. If he wants to double out and Spiritomb, predicting that, great play on my opponent's part. But if he wants to Dragon Dance up also, it's not going to be doing too much. He does go for sub, but I do have two forms of priority, so I'm not too worried if it's sub DD. And I can just Psychic this thing. I might even just be faster unless he's Jolly. He could be Jolly because that is faster than Modest Magneton. That's something I might run. By the way, this team was given to me by Unfuga, so big shouts to him. I made a few changes to it because it was losing before. But I like the team. I like the team thus far. I definitely like the team. I do want to get off one more Psychic because I am a little bit worried. As he does take this opportunity to trap me in Spiritomb. Good play on my opponent's part. But I can now get up my rocks. Again, I'm not too worried about this Spiritomb at all. Because Magneton is just in the back. I need to deal with it. At least you see that does absolutely nothing. That actually does nothing. Originally, this thing had Yawn over Heal Bell, but I was annoyed by Scald Burns. So now what I can do is go for the U-turn. If he wants to Sucker Punch or Pursue, it's not going to do that much at all. It won't be able to knock me out. And it still does give me Uxie. I keep mixing up my words, man. It's early. All right, my bad. It won't be doing too much. He can go for Foul Play here, but my Magneton isn't going to be taking too much from it either. As he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. And again, we're just going to fire off Specs Flash Cannons. I don't see good switch-ins. Whiscash goes down. Unfortunately, he decides to crit me with the Sucker Punch, so I guess that was his best play in that scenario because it was able to knock me out. And now I'm in a situation where I feel like I have to go Flygon and click Outrage. It's the only mon that can knock him out. At least if I can knock out Spiritomb, all good. It's not your fault. At least if I can knock out Spiritomb, or even potentially knock it out, I can get up rocks later. It's a little bit tougher now, but I think with Spiritomb being so low and potentially him going out to Mag after, the Golbat isn't bad at all. I can potentially win with my Bayonet if they're all weakened, or with my Fletch. I don't know about Scarf Blastoise. It is Scarf Blastoise if you guys didn't know. But he does go Cradilly first, which I can respect because that actually makes it a little bit easier for me. I'm not sure if he'll recover up right here, but he chooses to go for Stealth Rock. So if I'm actually able to knock out Cradilly with my Bayonet, I can then proceed to click Water Spout with my Scarf Blastoise. So I'm gonna go for knockoff. I don't expect him to have Sucker Punch, Suction Cups. What? I don't expect him to have Suction Cups. Not that that makes a difference, but he has Storm Drain, so I'm just gonna go for knockoff. Like something's item is going. It's gonna do a ton, and then I can just Shadow Claw after that. As he goes for Toxic, so great. He doesn't even recover. So what was I thinking about Suction Cups? What was I even saying? That has nothing to do with that. That has to do with reading phase. I'm so sorry, guys. It's a little bit early in the morning. I'm a little bit out of it. But we are able to knock out Cradilly, and that more than likely did have Storm Drain. So, great. Weakened, and now I can click Water Spout. Yeah, now I can click Water Spout. I'm actually going to save my Beta if he does choose to go Emboar. He goes Golbat, though. So, great. I'll be able to knock off this thing. I just clicked Shadow Sneak by accident. Glad I did not now. So, I'll be able to knock off this thing, get rid of its Violet. He's trying to weaken me with the Roost, but I can just go out to Uxie, and if he wants to defog, then I can get up my Stealth Rock again with the Stealth Rocker that beats it now that his Violet's gone. And I can just spam Psychic. If he wants to go Magneton, he lets me weaken it for my Water Spout. I actually only need a little bit of damage off on Magneton, so he goes Whiscash, which I will be able to 2-hit KO, if not knockout with this, yeah. Nice solid 2-hit KO. And we'll be able to knock him out with the next one, which we're even faster than, so he's adamant. But we're able to knock out Whiscash, great. As Magneton is going to come out, and again, I'm great with this because I want to weaken this thing for my, Blastoise. Looks like he's modest max speed though, but even the Stealth Rock damage is nice because whatever comes in, it has to take a Psychic, right? Everything has to take a Psychic. Emboar comes out and takes his Psychic. Not well though, I might add. Not well. I'm just going to go for Heal Bell as he Flame Charges up. I don't know how much that matters. I'm able to get rid of the poison. I was trying to avoid some Sucker Punches, but he went for Flame Charge, so. Flame Charge, Wall Charge, Superpower, and Flare Blitz. I doubt he has Sucker Punch, so I'm going to go out into my Fletch. If he does have Sucker Punch, I don't even know if it knocks me out without an item, but we're going to Acrobatics here. Yeah, as we're able to knock him out. I figured his 3 moves were Dual Stab, Flare Blitz, and Wall Charge, and then Coverage move. As Magneton is going to come out, and Scarf Blastoise is faster. Again, I'm just going to weaken this thing a bit with the Acrobatics. Put him in range of the Water Spout. As he is going to go right for Thunderbolt. How much is Golbat at? Yeah, there's no way you eat this. I guess he could be a Violet. But then again, you took too much from the Acrobatics. So we're going to go right for the Scarf Water Spout. Knock out the Magneton. As like I said, I was going for game with my Scarf Blastoise. And because we knocked off his Violet already, we might actually be able to beat him 1v1. I mean, even if we don't beat him, if he like manages to Roost stall us a bit, which I don't think he'd be able to do. Yeah, that Brave Bird did not do enough to where I'm not going to be doing 8% to him, but we're going to be able to knock him out with the next Water Spout, and that is going to be good game. So Scarf Blastoise cleaning up, as I said, once his Cradilly went down, his water resist was gone, and all I needed was a little bit of chip damage on the Golbat and on the Magneton to knock them out, or at least 2-hit KO them. He does have a Selgor, which is why I actually lead off with Bayonet. This is annoying, because if this is Specs, I don't have good switch-ins. I honestly just want to Shadow Sneak, because if I'm winning with anything, it's going to be with my Fletch, so I want to be able to 2-hit KO this thing. So that's why I went for the Shadow Sneak. That way Jolteon cannot come in on my Fletchinder at all, because Fletch has a good chance of winning versus this guy. Sneasel is going to come out. We're going to Will-O-Wisp this. And again, this makes it a little bit easier. He does have Heal Bell on his team if he wants to go for that knock. I'm not sure if he actually has Pursuit. But he might just Ice Shard here. That way I can't get off a Shadow Sneak. If he does have Pursuit, he'll go for it now. But if he doesn't, I'm switching out. Because we force Sneasel to take a little bit of extra Life Orb damage. Double Knock isn't going to be doing so much. I do have the Cobra Berry. He just took more from Burn and Life Orb than the damage I took. So I can get on my Stealth Rock here. If he wants to go with Selgar, that's fine. But if he does choose to stay in this turn, then I could switch out. With the U-turn, but Jellicent does come out. This is a little bit annoying. I do want to keep my Uxie alive because of the fact that it can switch in on Gramble and on Hitmontop and just get out Psychics. It also lives a hit from pretty much everything. So we're going to go for U-turn. He might potentially switch out, or might just go for Toxic. I can see him throwing off Toxic because I do have Blastoise in the back. Toxic or Will-O-Wisp. I got to kill Jolteon before I can spam Volt Switch, though. Mag puts in work, so I don't want to go hard into Mag. This can click Earthquake. I'm going hard Mag, whatever. I'm going hard Mag. The thing with Mag is now I got to predict, right? But he does go for that Will-O-Wisp. And I kind of just want to try and... I'm going to go for HP Grass because it does hit the Jellicent. It's not going to be a 2K. It might be a 2K on Jellicent. But mainly what I'm trying to do is hit the Jolteon right here upon switching. As thankfully, I'm able to get that right. And now we can click Thunderbolt whenever my Magneton comes out. And that is lovely. That is actually lovely. So, Jolteon comes out and now I can just Volt Switch around pretty much. Get rid of the Mon that gets the Volt Switch and then just Volt Switch around. Hitmontop is going to come out. And I'm going to go out to Oxy. I expect him to go for Toxic, predicting my Bayonet, as he does not. He actually just goes right for the Rapid Spin, but I don't think that matters, as I can actually go for Heal Bell first because I want to get rid of the burn on my Mag. I could Psychic. Yeah, I'm going to go for Psychic, actually. I'm going to go for Psychic first, just in case he chooses to stay in and go for Toxic. Because if I get off any damage on Hitmontop, it dies to Thunderbolt, so I think that's the better play overall. And if he goes Jellicent, I mean, that doesn't matter. I'll just get on my Rocks after. We even get a Spadef drop, so that's cool. And with Rocks up, we kill everything with Thunderbolt. So we'll go with these Rocks. We are faster. No need to worry about a taunt, as Hex is going to come out. And what I do want to do is, just heal Bell my Mag. That way Mag can live one hit if it wants to. So he is able to Will-O-Wisp me, but I can now U-turn out into Mag. I mean, I am letting Mag take damage, but he's not going to be able to knock me out. So what I can do is just U-turn out of there, go right out into my Specs Mag. I do live the Hex. Also, it's likely that he's not going to go for the Will-O-Wisp right here. He's just going to go for Hex. Yeah, I live that, and Thunderbolt is easily going to be able to knock this thing out, especially at the Spadef drop. I'm knocking out a whole family of Jellicents. They're all just dying. So whatever comes out now should go down. I expect him to sack Sneasel because it's burnt, but he actually goes out to Hitmontop. So that's fine because we're able to get off a Specs Analytic Thunderbolt. As you said, if I got off any chip damage on this, I would have been able to knock it out. But I don't want him to Rapid Spin. I'm going right out to Bayonet. Also, if he wants to go for the Mach Punch, Bayonet takes the hit anyway. So I think it's the play to go for. As he does go for the BP. That would not have done crap. That actually wouldn't have done anything. So I did just sack my Bayonet, unfortunately. But Fletch can just come out and prevent him from... getting rid of my hazards by going right for the Acrobatics. Nothing on his team really wants to take it. Like if he goes Jellicent, that's cool. He can't burn me. Look at his set. Will-O-Wisp Hex. Can you even touch me? Why do I 2 KO you? Honestly, I can just go for SD here and I think win. I'm going for it. Yeah, like he doesn't... His Scald isn't going to knock me out if he even has Scald. I'm just going to Acrobatics. I have no reason not to. Like I even get a crit, unfortunately, on him. I don't know what he could have done. He was Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Recover. Maybe he wasn't taunt. Maybe he was Scald. It wouldn't have knocked me out, though. I'm running max HP. And now, like I said, Fletch is just so set to win the game. Gramble comes out. I think the only thing he could do is Thunder Wave me. And what I am just do is just Will-O-Wisp this thing. I am faster. Well, if it's max speed Jolly, it's faster by 1 point. But I can Will-O-Wisp him. As his play rough isn't going to do crap. And all I got to do is just click Acrobatics 4 times maybe. Yeah, I think 4 times because one of them isn't going to knock it out. So I can click him 4 times. I knock out a Selgor. I knock out Hitmontop. I knock out Sneasel. And it's game. And none of the Pokemon can do anything. The priority movers, yeah. Hi? He said hi? Why do you say hi? It's like turn 19. Hey, man. Shouldn't you be saying bye around this turn? I don't know what's going on. But like I said, I do want to know your thoughts on the Dugtrio suspect test. The thread will be linked down below. You the real Pokemon? Yes, sir. Or ma'am. You know, my bad. I don't even need boosts to knock everything out. Yeah, so Hitmontop goes down. A Selgo goes down after Rocks. If it was running a Focus Session, I think it was actually Life Orb. I feel like Life Orb would have been nice on this set. It Revenge Kills. Not that the team is too weak to Metacham. But like Thunder Punching Metacham could be annoying. But it Revenge Kills Metacham, Scarf Metacham anyway. It is faster than it. And everything dies. I could even go for Roost here if I wanted to. But Ice Sharp Crit won't be able to knock me out. Not with a burn. Definitely not with the burn. Easy, look, I Shark crit, no, nowhere near knocking me out. Acrobatics knocking out the Sneasel, and a Selgor coming out, buddy. And you can drop. Good game, man. Speedo Monster? Oh, Speedo Master. Yeah, I'm blind right now, man. What's going on? Good game, dude. Good game, bruh. Let's look for another one. If you guys want to use this team, there's going to be a pay spin down below. What is my opponent's team? I don't even think he knows, honestly. What the hell is this? If that Mega Audino, if that's Mega Audino, it's a little. This is gonna be annoying. But I mean, Magneton just wins. So I'm gonna lead off with Uxie because I really want rocks immediately. He doesn't have hazard control. He does have Cofagrigus, which I guess could be Toxic Spikes. But my main Pokemon that destroys him, Magneton, doesn't care about Toxic Spikes. So we'll just get up Stealth Rock and literally start spamming Psychic because I need a weakened Cofagrigus. That way Mag can just knock it out. Beta also puts in a little bit of work. It checks Haunter, it checks Trevenant, it checks Cofagrigus, especially Trevenant. If it's not running Shadow Claw and there are Toxic Spikes up, I'll be poisoned. Hey, come back. Where you going? Get back in here. I'm trying to talk. But yeah, again, as I was saying about Dugtrio, I really felt like it was the issue with RU. And if Dugtrio is gone, there'll be definitely a rise in Pokemon like Magneton. Magneton's already top tier as it is, but I also think that Drapion can switch back to running SD Lumberry, which helps it a lot versus the fatter teams, whereas now it has to run SD Sugarberry. That way it can't be revenge killed after Dugtrio after knocking out one Pokemon and go down to an Earthquake. So with SD Lum, that allows it to plow through Alomola, because Alomola has to burn it with Scald, if anything, and it's only a 30% chance. I mean, we know how high that can be in Pokemon, especially because Scald is literally everywhere, but Drapion can run that. Registeel doesn't have to worry about doubling around, doesn't have to worry about Dugtrio. Definitely opened up a bit. I think just specifically Mag just benefits the most, easily the most from this. But it looks like that guy just timed out, so we're looking for another game. I sound like Jam Vet there. Where are my Jam Vets? I love this background. I wish you guys could see. Let me see if I could show you guys this real quick. I got another game, but I really like my opponent's team. It looks really well constructed. I just want to show you guys the where is it? Finding Jambat, IDM production, Blu-ray. Yo, follow me on Twitter. This is hilarious, dude. Thrifter, bro. Good job. I mean, everything's weak to Mag, but a little bit annoyed by my Mag. I'm gonna lead off a Banette because I expect Uxie to be a lead or a Selgor. A Selgor just because it's faster than everything, obviously, and Uxie because Uxie would have gotten up Stealth Rock versus pretty much the majority of my team. But I can go for Knock here if he wants to go for a Spike. Knock into Shadow Sneak does knock out the Selgor. It is Focus Sash. I can just sneak up behind you. And now his team is practically grounded. All I got to do is get rid of Uxie, and I smack him. I smack him with I smack him with Flygon. I smack him with my Banette, or excuse me, with my mainly Flygon. But what I will do is go out into Uxie. It might sound weird, but I live a knockoff and I live the second hit, and I really want rocks before anything else. The Spike is a little bit annoying, but I'm not too worried about it. I mainly want rocks, and it looks like he's not max speed, so. That's actually concerning that he's not max speed because now I can't switch in anything. So why do we speed tie? So I'm thinking he's support with Pursuit. I'm definitely thinking he's support with Pursuit, but I'm gonna go Flygon. I'm gonna make the aggressive play, I guess, and go for U-turn right here, expecting his Uxie to want to come out, as we are able to get off a choice band and U-turn on Uxie, and that's one step closer to spamming the Earthquake, and I can go right out into Banette and just click knockoff. I could also click Shadow Sneak here if I wanted to, just to weaken him, but I think Drapion's coming back. I'm just gonna go for knockoff. Like, if he wants to get up rocks, that's fine. I would love to Shadow Sneak here if he does opt to U-turn out, assuming I'm slower, which I should be, but he does stay in, and he's able to let me. He allows me to knock him out with the knockoff. So now I click Choice Band and Earthquake with Flygon, and everything dies. And I can rapid spin as freely as I want to. Well, not free, but I can rapid spin. I'm actually just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp right here. I don't expect them to be Lumberry. I expect them to be a support set. And One, not only is his knock knocking him out, not only is his knocking me out, nah, but his knockoff isn't gonna be able to knock me out. I can go right out to Blastoise. He might go for Pursuit, but I expect him to go for another knockoff. And if he knocks me off, that actually frees up my moveset where I can Rapid Spin and be an offensive threat at the same time. So not only will we be able to knock out these hazards, well, I'm saying knock so many times, man. Not only will we be able to get rid of these hazards, but I can also spam Scald versus Pokemon like Alomola, or excuse me, not Alomola, the bad version of it. I think the Aromatisse, because the thing with Aromatisse is it either has to heal itself or heal its partners. As he is gonna go for Aromatherapy. Yeah, so Drapion comes back, but like, at what cost, man? At what cost? At what cost? So we're just gonna throw off another Scald. I wouldn't mind if Blastoise comes out. Again, I'm just gonna be able to click Earthquake, which is why I'm trying to keep Aromatisse low. So he does go for a Moonblast. Brings me into Torrent. I don't think this Torrent boosted Scald is going to do anything. Look how little that one did, 20. But we'll see. It might be a 2-hit KO. Yeah, it is a 2-hit KO. Nice. As he is going to Wish Up. And again, the problem with the Aromatisse is it has to heal itself or heal its partners. It can't do both. Assuming he's going to Protect here, I have zero reason not to go out into my Magneton. Either way, it lives a Moonblast, and the best part is with the burn and the Stealth Rock damage, he is 2-hit KO'd by Flygon. So if he wants to go out to his Blastoise right here after protecting, or even Camera Up, like one Camera Up is 2-hit KO by this. Well, never mind. That man's running a lot of HP or Spadef. I'm not sure. Wow, that did nothing. But I get to click Earthquake now, which is the important part. So, we're actually just going to sack my Bayonet. I'm going to keep Blastoise live just because it is faster than this and click Scald and knock it out. Actually, Blastoise can come in after if it wants to. As he goes for Sub. I mean, that doesn't matter. You're not faster than me. And I can just go for Shadow Claw. Break your Sub 100%. Like, I mean, Sub was a cool play, but all it did was weaken your speed. If anything, I could even go right back out into my Magneton and go for the Flash Cannon. But I decided to go out to my Flygon here. I feel like I'm post-commentating. I go out to Flygon here and go for the Earthquake. And I 2-hit KO something. So, I'm kind of hoping he goes Blastoise so he allows me to get rid of that thing. Aromatisse is going to go down. He actually does go Blastoise, so that's great. I'm going to be able to get off this Choice Bandit Earthquake. I actually barely miss out on the 2-hit KO. Huh. This will be a lot harder if this Pokemon is burnt, so. I'll go right to Mag. As he is going to go right for Scald. That's completely fine. Ooh, that does so much. But what I can do here is just go for the HP Grass. I don't care if he stays in or not. I knock out Blastoise if he stays in. If he switched out into Camera Up, I knock that thing out. And the thing is, SD Fletchinder also wins. If you guys didn't notice, at any given point, once Blastoise was gone, Fletch sets up on Aromatisse and doesn't care, and just clicks the. Fletch just clicks the Swords Dance and wins. And Flygon again just clicks Earthquake and wins the game. So there's nothing that my opponent could do about this at all. It's slow Drapion because it's speed tied with my Oxy. Drapion comes out. Yeah, that's game, man. I just click HP Grass again. Like, I don't care if he knocks me off. It doesn't do much, but he's going to go down. He has to go for knockoff, yeah. And I just go right for that Choice Bandit Earthquake. And with the burn on Aromatisse and the Stealth Rock damage, he won't be living the Earthquake after the end of the turn if he does manage to live it. Because Earthquake, I think, does 40-something% min. Then again, he might be max Spadef, so I might even do it a little bit more. I think I just might clean the game up with Earthquake right here. So, goodbye Drapion. Camera Up is going to fall, and Aromatisse should go down right now. So, show me. Yeah, this definitely knocks it out. 43%, yes. This should go down. Especially after, like, Scald. That's max special attack Scald. Granted, Blastoise is kind of weak, but that Scald only did, like, 18. I mean, granted, that was a roll as well. But the Camera Up is also going to go down. And Flygon just coming through. Flygon also just a great mon, man. I mean, Flygon's like the Landers T of RU. You literally splash it on any team and it does whatever role you need it to do. I actually like Bandit a lot. Kind of wish we had a way of hitting like fairies, but at the same time, look at the partners. Fletch, Mag, and then a Pokemon to knock off fairies. Like, Flygon just puts in a lot of work. This game, good game. Let's look for another one. I think I'm going to get one more. One or two, depending on time. I do have to start getting ready to head out. Unfortunately, I actually said on Twitter that I wasn't gonna upload today, but because it is Sunday when I'm recording this, I'm just gonna, I'm obviously playing music in the background, and I'm not gonna be able to edit it. But immediately after I said that, I was like, let me just record. I love recording, man. I love recording. That's why I do it. I love recording. But I can just go out to Blastoise because I expect him to lead off with Arrow, as he unfortunately is off with the Clawitzer, and I don't have a counter to this. There's no counter. Just catch this water spout. Just do some damage. I just want some damage. He actually switches out to Girder, so I'm glad I went for Water Spout over Scald, because this will do a lot with a crit. It would have been a 2-hit KO. Granted, if he Mach Punched me, no, but his Girder goes clean down. Not sure if he was fearing Toxic there, which is probably why he went there for the guts and whatnot. Again, I'm switching in my Psychic type on the knockoffs because I can take the hits and get on my rocks. And rocks are just so important because they just keep everything at bay to my Blastoise. Blastoise wins this game, which is why I'm going for this. I do love this knockoff, unless he crits me, as thankfully he doesn't. And what I can do is just spam it. I can literally spam it if he wants to go for Defog. I don't even know if he has Defog because he has potentially Toxic Spikes here and Stealth Rock of his own. But I can just spam Stealth Rock. U-turn will also be able to pick off this this Shift Tree if I went for it at any given point, but I really want to force him to knock me out, which is why I'm going for this, because then I can go out to Flygon and also keep him low to the point where I sweep him with the Scarf Water Spot. I think Blastoise just wins this game, and that's what I'm going for. So we're gonna go for the U-turn right here, and if he switches out, I literally go Blastoise on everything but Clawitzer. Blastoise is also faster than Aerodactyl. He does go Wheezing, tank Wheezing, but I did a lot. I did 10%. I'm saying that's a lot because Wheezing is like, it takes nothing from that usually. So we'll be able to go right to Blastoise. I don't think Water Spout knocks out Wheezing from this percentage. Mainly because if Blastoise just had 20 base higher special attack, man. Or even 5. So thankfully he doesn't poison me. And rocks do pick off Wheezing. So he can't switch out to Shift Tree because Shift Tree would actually go down to 2 Water Spouts. But able to knock that thing out. And even if I can't click this, I can click Scald versus Air. I can click Scald versus Camera Up. So Shift Tree comes out. I'll just go out to Fletch if he wants to Leaf Storm, or Defog is also a play that my opponent can make right here. So I'll go Fletch. I want Mag alive because Mag does outspeed Clawitzer. And if he does go for the Leaf Storm, I get to fire off a nice and clean Acrobatics. Aerodactyl could easily come out if he wants to, but I'm just going to go right for this Acrobatics. It does knock out Shift Tree. It probably will 2-hit KO Camera Up prior to Mega Evolution. And Aerodactyl isn't going to appreciate this at all because it just doesn't have good defenses. Like, look how much that did. That did so much. Why is that doing so much? So, once again, I can just go for the Acrobatics. Not only does he have to choose a Stealth Rock or knock me out, he actually chooses the Defog with it. So, again, look, everything is going down. Acrobatics is going to be able to pick him off, and he can't switch into anything. If he goes Clawitzer, he lets me weaken it. If he goes Camera Up, I get to weaken that too. And his entire team is grounded once again. So, we're at that point where I can just click Earthquake if I want to. I'll just click Acrobatics, though. He doesn't beat me even if he's Rock Polish. I have so much priority. He has to Rock Polish up and then attack me. So I have and plus I have Scarf Blastoise in the back anyway. So I'll be able to click Scald. He'll definitely be able to click Scald. Scarf Clawitzer can't beat me unless it freezes everything. Yeah, so I'm good. I guess I can flinch everything with Dark Pulse. Either way, I'm going for the Acrobatics right here. Take this. Oof. Yum damage. Hidden Power Grass. I guess he was trying to get my Flygon. Fletcher also walls this thing if he doesn't have Acrobat. Not that it walls it because Flamethrower is going to do a lot. If he actually had Fire Blast, I died. But we can go right for the Acrobatics right here. Knock out the Camera Up in 3 hits. Cool. And the guy ends up forfeiting. So I think we're just going to get... Do I have time for one more game? I don't think I have time for one more game. I kind of want to get one more game though. I'm going to get one more game. And this will be one of those games that we're not going to be able to finish right away. Great. Threatening team on my opponent's part. Fletcher's annoying. I want Rocks up as early as possible, so I'm leading off with Uxie. As he leads off with a Defogger. I don't mind that too much, because unless this is Toxic, it doesn't beat me. I can just get on my Stealth Rock and then U-turn out versus Drapion, and that allows me to bring out my Flygon. I think Flygon's Outrage can be something that just wins this game. Definitely. He obviously has Diancie and Magneton. Magneton will be 2 KO after Stealth Rock, and Diancie will not take any damage ever. As many times as I keep clicking it, Diancie's just going to say, I'm immune. But what's up? I did nothing. I'm not sure if that's Scarf or just support. I mean, I am fully physically defensive, Oxy. I don't think he has Toxic Spice on this team, even though he does have Drapion. Drapion looks more like it's a Pursuit Trapper. It actually could be Scarf, just because opposing, like, Combine Sigilyph could be annoying. That depends. I mean, he does a potentially Hex on this. Are you really aim? Yes. I am really aim. But yeah, in any case, I can just go for Stealth Rock here, and then U-turn out. As Jellicent comes out. Jellicent's annoying because it forces me to choose, what do I let him burn. But I'll just spam Psychics. Honestly, I'm potentially getting rid of my Flagon answer, but at the same time, though, do I have to? Yeah, I'm actually just going to U-turn out. Nice to meet you. I'm a fan from Jersey. Oh, thank you, friend. I appreciate that. I'm actually going to U-turn out. I'm gonna just go bag. Hopefully he doesn't burn me unless he goes for Will-O-Wisp. I'm okay with him burning me, hitting with the Will-O-Wisp, but as he does throw off a Will-O-Wisp. And now he's in a predicament where, does he predict me to go for Thunderbolt and go Flygon? Do I go for Thunderbolt? I'm actually just going to go right for the Specs Thunderbolt. I don't care if he goes Flygon. I can go right back on Uxie if anything. And Jellicent's more of a threat to me than anything else. He does go Mag. This is not going to appreciate this at all. Yeah, that did 10 million, man. Good lord. And I can go for another one because I live any hit since I am in. And if I had spelled him, I knocked him out, obviously. So we're able to get rid of Magneton so early on in the game. And that is absolutely amazing. Mag was something that I couldn't potentially knock out with the... Mag was something that I couldn't potentially knock out. My Uxie. How do I want to deal with this? Bayonet is nice in this game, so I'm not going Bayonet. I'm going to go Fletch. Fletch doesn't care about knockoff. I mean, it's going to do a lot, but... especially after you crit, yeah. But I can hit him with Acrobatics right here. If he wants to stay in. If he has Shook a Berry. Basically, that just did the damage that I needed for Flygon to be able to knock him out. I don't know if that's Scarf or not, man. I'm about to Flygon though, and I'll actually throw off a U-turn. I'm gonna try and predict, play around this a little bit, because if he goes out to his own Flygon, I get to Mega with my Bayonet and go for the Will-O-Wisp, and that's what I want. As he is Scarf. Yeah, that's something I was kind of expecting. That does so much, but again, I could just U-turn out with my Uxie. I don't mind because I do tank the damage. Yeah, that's why the crit kind of sucked on me, but it is what it is. Because now he does go down to Stealth Rock, and I can safely go out into my Bayonet, Mega Evolve, and go right for Shadow Sneak. Before, Shadow Sneak wasn't going to knock him out, and now it does. So Bayonet will be able to knock him out with the Shadow Sneak at 5%. And also, I threaten Jellicent, I threaten Sigilyph, I threaten the hell out of Flygon. Flygon does not like this. I kind of just want to knock off its item. I don't want him to have recovery. If he wants to Stealth Rock, that's fine. As he throws off a Diamond Storm. Like, he eats the hit, but... And I think I can afford to go Blastoise right here. As he throws off a Moonblast. I'm going to throw off a Scald regardless of what he wants to do. Because the Jellicent was so obvious, I didn't expect him to actually expect me to go for Scald. So, and Jellicent's definitely coming out now. But I'm going to throw off another Scald. Should I? No, I'm going to throw off another Scald. I don't care. I was thinking about doubling out. But he actually goes out to Sigilyph, which is great. Because not only am I in Torrent, I'm Scarf, as we all know. And I am faster and can go right for the Scald and knock him out with 2. So Sigilyph goes down. Diancie is in range of Shadow Sneaking Claws. What? Blastoise putting in the finest of work right here. I'm glad I got another game. Even though I gotta start uploading this like immediately and take a shower, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We got time. We got time. So Scarf Blastoise putting in the finest of work right here in the late game, and I can respect it. I could definitely respect it. So that was also Flame Warp, so it might not have been aired. Well, that was unexpected. Shout out Sfuga. Bennett should be faster. He could still potentially sweep me with the Outrage. I'm gonna sack this. I don't care. I can't let him, like, let him 2KO me. Like, I just gotta see which, how much Bayonet does to this guy. Mega Bayonet. Are you offensive? That's a good question. Jellicent. I doubt he's special defensive. God, knockoff does so much. Shadow Claw kills. But he's running an item, so... Oh, Shadow Claw still does more with stab. Yeah, so we're gonna go for Shadow Claw with my Bayonet. The other option is... Because I can't let him sweep me with Scarf Outrage, right? I gotta go Bayonet and just Shadow Claw. He's probably physically defensive. But I don't care. I gotta go for Shadow Claw. Hex doesn't knock me out if he doesn't attack me. Like, it doesn't knock me out from full. And the main thing is I can Will-O-Wisp the Flygon. And that's the thing I'm worried like most about Flygon. So, I can actually follow it up with a knockoff here if I want to. And I will. As DNC is going to go down to the combination of knockoff plus Shadow Sneak. So, we're able to knock out DNC right here. Or we will be able to anyway. As I can now Will-O-Wisp the Flygon. And mainly I was scared about being swept by Scarf Flygon's out. I doubt he's Scarf. I 100% doubt he's Scarf. But just hit this Will-O-Wisp, thank you. Well, I just feel like I just spoke it into life that I would miss. But we're able to hit the Will-O-Wisp on the Flygon. As he is going to go right for U-turn. That does not knock me out because I was able to burn him. And Jellicent will go down to the attack. I could actually go for Shadow Sneak if I want to, but there's no reason not to go for knockoff right here. Because it also deals with Flygon's item if he goes out to that. And Flygon being burnt, not only is it, if it's defensive or support, it can't beat me 1v1, but now it has to go for like Outrage, and Uxie eats that hit. So we go for Shadow Sneak. That did nothing. So I'm assuming he is defensive. Yep. He might not actually be able to even touch my Flygon, because if it's U-turn, Defog, Earthquake, Roost, he can't. So we'll be able to go for Outrage right here. Either way, I forced him to lock himself into Outrage if he went for that, if that even knocked me out. And then Mag just came out and went for Flash Cannon. Because he was burnt, he didn't knock me out. So that was a good game, dude. And in any case, guys, I do want to know your opinion on the Dugtrio suspect test. Leave that down below. And yeah, subscribe and all that. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, friends.